713-789-0096. Stay tuned.
Out of the way, we need to have this. All this stuff needs to be gone. Yeah. Unless you need tissue. You may need it. Hello and welcome to All About You with OMG and Friends, where we talk about the things that you think about. I am your host, OMG, along with my co-host,
your wellness warrior, Susan Nett,
Gloria Armstrong,
and we have a studio guest,
KashTalk.
As always, family, we'd like to thank you for joining us today, and we ask that you please join in on the conversation, where your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions help drive the conversation. Today, we're going to experience Cash Talk with Attorney Kashmire. Our discussion would be for all of you who soon to be entrepreneurs out there who might want to have questions as to how do I start a business, legally that is. You know, when forming a business, its legal structure is one of the owner's most important practical decisions. Each type of structure has its own benefits and considerations that are affected by the business's size, the number of owners and employees, the industry, and other variables. Each state passes its own business formation laws, and not all states allow for every type of business structure. This means that the requirements for forming a particular type of business varies from state to state. We're going to have Susan, our wellness warrior, read Cash Talk's bio, please.
Hello. Kashmire Cash Talk Terry. She's the proud graduate of Texas Southern University Thurgood Marshall School of Law. A native of California, Ms. Terry graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from California State University. After receiving her degree, she interned at the San Bernardino County Public Defender's Office in the Civil Commitment Department for Sexual Violent Crimes. She then went on to obtain her certification as a paralegal from the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, in 2014. Prior to attending law school, Ms. Terry was employed by the law offices of Glenn T. Litwack as a paralegal and focused on copyright agreements. She also provided services for New York Life Insurance Company in Hollywood, California, as a community organizer within the entertainment industry. There, her networking skills were enhanced and her love for the entertainment industry developed. While in law school, Ms. Terry participated in the Thurgood Marshall School of Law Criminal Defense Clinic as a student attorney in the Harris County 178th Criminal District Court. Ms. Terry continued to gain experience in copyrights, trademarks, and corporate formation with Roxell Richards Law Firm. Ms. Terry loves dogs, helping people accomplish their dreams, and building up businesses, music, sculpture, or by profession. Her business mantra is that we all have art in us. The challenge is to figure out in what ways does the artist reveal itself. Ms. Terry is truly the attorney for the artisan and business mind. Her main practice areas: business formation, governance, entertainment, criminal intellectual property, contracts, and business litigation.
Wow.
And if I don't say this, the host is going to kick me off. She is also a member of Delta Sigma Theta
That's
Sorority
right.
Incorporated,
That's right.
and she's a volunteer mentor at the Thurgood Marshall Law School. Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you,
the
Sarah.
show. Thank you so much for coming. Now, tell the audience as well as us if we were interested, because everybody now has the idea that they want to start a business.
Yes.
How does that happen from a legal standpoint?
Okay.
So kind of walk us through briefly what that looks like.
Well, the first thing you need to do just off the bat is to make sure you have a proper business formation. So a lot of times people try to do their own research, which is good, but I do suggest that you speak to a legal professional because it's going to determine your tax incentives, the benefits, as well as where, not only where you are, but where you're trying to go. And you might get stuck if you don't pick the right formation at the first round. Otherwise, you're going to have to go back, redo it, and then it's a whole bunch more paperwork. But if you do it right the first time, it makes it a lot easier. So that's the first goal, is to identify what business do you want to do, what business, the industry that you want to be in, and then what would be the best structure according to the laws of Texas that would fit your goal.
What you're trying to do.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, would Okay, I guess first of all, you have to come up with the idea or the desire to want to be an entrepreneur. That's first and foremost. Secondarily, after you do that, then are you to go register somewhere? What do you do to get a name and, before coming to you?
Well, that's what I do.
You do all
so
of
I
that.
structure.
You register
so
DBA
once,
and everything.
that's what I love. I love what
Okay.
I do because I'm able to take the idea and make it into fruition. I make it come true. So that's what business governance is. We start from just the idea and where you want to do. And I do like for you to have at least some, understanding or some possible clients so you have income coming in, because it does take a minute. But once you come to me, that's when we start going over your structure. We identify what best fits for you, and then you go to the Texas Secretary of State, and then you file accordingly.
Okay, so the proper protocol is to come talk to you first and then go register and do these things.
Yes, no,
Okay.
I do have people that already have filed.
See, like me, I've already filed.
Yes,
so
yes.
I'm like ahead of the game.
Right,
Yeah, you're
right.
already good. You're already
Although I
good.
may have done it wrong.
Okay, done, right?
Well, see, so like in your instance, if you've already filed, then that's when you bring your paperwork to me, and then we sit down and then we go over what do you need.
Okay, now, Kashmire, that sounds, in a perfect world, that sounds awesome, but people don't have the money always to do that.
That's very true.
How does one, is there a certain stage that they can get to and then come to you? I mean, after you've done some footwork, some leg work, some
Right,
research,
right.
some
You all kind of flushed
interactive,
it out and
yeah,
determined
you've got
what is
kind of
good.
Well, and then
right
that's
system.
also where I do. I'm not all attorneys do this, but I also just believe in sitting down. Knowledge is power. So if you can do it yourself, you're an entrepreneur. So that means you like to do it yourself anyway. So
Right,
let's
right.
work with me.
That's
That's great.
right.
So even if you just sit down and have a consultation, that actually is still beneficial because
I'm sure
then
it is.
we can
Absolutely.
sit down and talk and see, hey, okay, this is what you can do. When you're ready, you can come to me then.
Because at this point, I have. See, I'm that dreamer. You have some people that are
Gotta have
practical.
dreams.
You gotta have practical people that say, "Will this work?"
Right.
I don't care about all that. I have the dream, and I just go with that.
Yeah.
And I just believe that at some point in time, the universe kind of catches up.
I tell my mentees, I mentor a lot of people, and I always tell them, like, you have to have the dreams first and
I'm
foremost.
there.
Ambition is priceless. Like we always said, I'm an entertainment attorney, so ambition is priceless. But you have to have that dream, and then the rest of the world will catch up.
That's how I feel.
It's
like,
already there.
I
It's
got
already
something
done.
working, yeah.
Yeah, so you need a bit of both. So you need
Sure.
to have that dream, but you also need to have that practical. But don't shoot your dream down.
Yeah.
The first step, a lot of people are scared when they're starting a business, which I understand. It's normal.
Mhm.
But you have to take that first step first. Once you get past that first step, it's like raising a kid.
You
They got to take that first step.
It's
Then
development
you
after
take,
that. It's
Exactly.
development after
And that's
that.
why I also do business development. It's strategic planning and it's
What?
development. So you're seeing, when you sit down with me, it's completely, I want to know not only where you are, but where you're trying to go. So then we can develop a plan and a strategy. And then I can say, hey, no, you can do this. You don't need me for this. Or I'll take care of this when you're ready. But at least
That's
you need
what
to
I
have,
prefer. Someone that kind of let me do my thing, and then you
you have to.
come, you come in when I need
Right,
you.
right.
You have to.
Type thing.
Definitely.
So if you've got a person, we're not gonna name no names, who goes and gets lots of DBAs, and they're not necessarily related,
Okay.
but they come to you because
These
the
ideas,
dream.
It's
the
a
dream.
all a part
It's
of
a
the
dream. I
And DBAs
understand.
are cheap, y'all.
Well,
They're really cheap.
yeah,
And you can change them up
DBAs.
anytime you want to.
Right, that's what I'm trying to find out too.
No.
Can
You
you
got to
change
do
it up?
DBAs in a proper way. So a lot of people just think,
You just
oh,
go run down to the
I'm
clerk's
gonna get a
office.
DBA. Like, no, that doesn't protect you. That doesn't make sure that your personal assets are protected from anybody that were to sue you,
Whoa.
any contracts and liabilities.
Okay, are we there already? I mean, I thought we
I'm just.
I mean, that's probably a possibility,
you're
I'm sure, but that
discussing
kind of frightened me for a minute,
DBAs. Like the DBAs, people think, oh, I have a DBA, I'm doing business. No, you have a DBA, yes, but you're doing business in your personal capacity, which means that in doing
Anything
business,
happens, then
it's all on
can
you.
be-
So I used to work for I've only worked in the legal industry, so I have a lot of just stories
Tidbits
and
of
things
stuff.
that I can
Sure,
tell
sure.
you. But I used to work for a commercial litigation firm.
Soror,
Yes.
hold that thought. We've got to go to break. Don't lose that thought.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, guys.
It might show on. It might show on there. Yeah, I got the levels over here. I don't know what's going on with that.
We got a couple people online.
Okay,
You are listening
Judy.
to The Bridge. Share your opinion by calling
Daydream sending me $10.
713-7899.
Hi, ladies. So
It
sorry.
is. It's like $10 or $15 for a DBA.
She says,
I think that's why people do it, because they don't know any better and they feel like it's the least
That's the
expensive
well, we gotta
thing.
do it.
Completely.
Make sure somebody read
Okay.
when we come back.
Oh, people can't see my face.
You may need to move around.
A little bit.
Yeah, on the side.
Watch your drink.
Oops.
Are you hearing your thing?
How do you know?
20
it's my
seconds.
face?
It's delayed. It's delayed. So I'll refresh it. 10 seconds.
And we are back. You're listening to All About You with OMG and Friends. And I am OMG along with my co-host.
Your wellness warrior, Susan Ned.
And Gloria Fire Armstrong.
And we do have a studio guest that we are so excited to have in here today to help you figure out some of your things. And our guest is
Attorney Terry.
better known as KashTalk.
Cash
Okay,
Talk.
you had a thought
Yes.
before we went to break.
Yes.
I apologize.
So I was sharing one of my many stories. I used to work for a commercial litigation firm, and we had also people who were doing businesses, and they weren't properly filed. They just had a DBA. Well, that means you're operating as a sole proprietor, meaning you're only in yourself. There's no protection liability-wise from your personal assets. So what would happen oftentimes, they would default on a contract. They would terminate the contract. So of course, penalties, filing, all of that, thousands of dollars. And instead of going after the assets of the company, we get to go after your personal assets because you weren't properly structured. Meaning we were taking houses, we were taking homes.
Are you
We were
serious?
garnishing accounts.
Oh,
All
You
of it.
guys listen to this.
Are you
because I don't
hearing
think they know this.
I know I
It's,
did.
it's very important that you're properly structured. A lot of people just say, oh, I'm just going to do so-and-so, I'm just have a DBA, and they're not properly structured. Well, they're opening themselves up to a lot of liability.
Wow, well, that changes things.
and we're missing one of our team, Daydream. She mentioned that DBA is $10, but now we know why it's $10 because
Yes.
you don't really get any coverage. And thank you also for tuning in, Juliet Escobar.
Thank you,
We're
Juliet.
glad that you're
Debbie,
here.
yeah.
That is some information that is
Debbie's a
crucial.
business major, so she'll probably have
But
some
there's a
questions.
proper way to do a DBA though. DBAs are good, but you want to have a DBA attached to an LLC or a corporation. So that way, your LLC
the
for
corporation would be attacked if something were to happen and your finances.
exactly.
Okay, so now you're talking sole proprietorship. There's also partnership. There's nonprofit. There's all
Yes.
these different structures. I guess sole proprietorship, I think, is probably the easiest one.
And that's why a lot of people do it. If you do a DBA, you're operating as a sole proprietor, and it's cheapest because you don't have any formal filings.
Right.
Okay, so now if your business decides, kind of takes a turn and you start to make some money, now all of a sudden, is there a need to go to, the LLC should have been in place immediately, is what
Yes.
you're
It
saying.
should have been, but if it's not, then now it's time.
Now it's time to
go
do
to
it.
LLC.
And for those who don't
Now,
know,
what is the
or-
LLC? I was just going to say, give us the acronym.
It's called a limited liability company. So with that, now an LLC may not be the best for your industry. Also, you got to think about that too.
Right.
The best might be a corporation. I don't necessarily tell people to do general partnerships because of other legal things that are associated with that. But ideally, most people fall into an LLC route.
Gotcha.
And so that would cost something like what? Is that? I mean, just a ballpark figure, not specific. I know your fees.
Last time I checked with the Secretary of State, because you have to pay Texas to be duly organized and filed with them. So I believe their fees are like $270 to something.
Okay, that's all. for
Yeah,
LLC?
it's not bad. It's not bad. Now, fees start to change when I do them. Not only are you paying my fees, but also I get it done quicker.
Sure.
So
sure.
instead of
Absolutely.
30 to 90 days, I have mine back in within 4 to 5 days.
Oh my goodness.
So-
that's great.
So you're paying for convenience.
You're also
like
paying,
everything
right,
else.
right.
Right.
So all of that makes it all worthwhile.
Definitely.
You have a question, Paul?
She answered it.
Okay.
The different types of legal structure
Yes,
for businesses.
there's a lot.
How
There's
does
plenty.
one know what best suits them? See, for me, because it's just me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only kid. I guess I'm used to doing stuff solo, so
I'm
sole
the
proprietorship.
only child
Okay,
too,
so
I understand.
that kind of works for me. I don't know, but I'm also willing, as things progress, to include
Mhm.
partnerships.
And that's why LLC is very, people like LLCs because you're able to grow still and have additional members and partners and managers in the business as it grows. So LLCs, I like to call them, they're creatures of contract, where corporations, they're a lot more formal. It takes a little bit more. You need a lot more hands on deck in order to get it properly started.
Okay. So
Wow.
partnerships, does that necessarily mean just two people, or does it
Yes.
mean more than two people?
In the state of Texas, it's two or more people. Two or more people with the intent to do and create business, and also with the intent to generate revenue.
Okay.
So that's the key intent.
Okay. Well, it's all about money, so you gotta
Money
be
talks.
getting into
Cash
position to
talks.
do that. Now you have nonprofit organizations, you have
Yes.
franchises, and some other things. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about that, in case I think Susan is involved in a nonprofit.
And it makes my eyes bleed.
You
It's
know,
just
I
crazy.
understand. I do a nonprofit too out in Arizona, and it's definitely a lot of work. I serve as primary counsel, and it takes a moment.
Gotcha.
But nonprofits, how you get that status is that's the IRS designation. So 501c3s and all of that. That's
I
when you
just get
start going.
nervous just hearing that, Alice. It just
I
does
feel, I
something
feel like
to
I
me.
filled out so much
I know,
paperwork
I
just
know.
to make
I'm
people
afraid
believe
of
in the
that.
dream.
You know.
Because we'd already been doing it, and that's the other thing we didn't realize is someone told us. They said, you've already been doing it for 3 years. You might as well
Just get it.
establish yourself as a nonprofit so you have the tax benefits
Deductions and
attached to
benefits.
it.
And
So-
that's also one thing. If you're a business owner, I know a lot of times people are like they want to do it all themselves, but the idea of why you create a business is to create generational wealth. You don't do a business just for yourself.
That's true, but again, the average person they're probably long on ideas and short on cash.
There you go.
So you can have all these ideas all you want, but if you can't go somewhere,
And that's why you have to be
make them
strategic about it.
manifest.
Mhm.
You have to sit down and really see, okay, this one needs to be first, second, third. So I always believe in having kind of like an A and a B plan. So we have a B plan is the one that's generating your revenue. Your A plan is the one that we're working on.
I love that.
So listeners, of course we want your feedback. Please call in 713-789-0096.
We want to hear your stories, or we want to hear your questions posed to Cash Talk in regards
Yes,
to something
please.
that you're trying to do, because I know most of you out there have an idea
And you know what?
and you're engaged in some sort of business.
I'm even willing for listeners, once they see this, because I know it's going to be up for a while, they can also contact me through Instagram, Facebook,
Give
or
us your
through
information.
email.
Give us
So
your
here's my information. Get a pen.
See, our Daydream, who's out today, she couldn't make it. She normally does all that good stuff. But go ahead. We
Okay,
miss you,
okay, I got
Daydream.
it.
Miss you, Daydream.
Absolutely. And Silky.
So you can catch me on Facebook. I have a personal page. You can catch me at Attorney Kashmire Terry. So Kashmire, Kashmire, last name Terry, Terry. So make sure you put in Attorney Kashmire Terry. That'll take you strictly to my Facebook page,
Okay.
and you can inbox me. I'll answer questions. We can set up an appointment. That's my Facebook handle. So if you want to catch me on Instagram, my Instagram is the Industry Attorney. So that's all one word: THEINDUSTRYATTY. Do not spell attorney all out.
Okay, so it's A-T-T-Y.
ATTY.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's the Industry Attorney.
Okay, so there you go. We have information in order to, ask some questions and try to get with Cash Talk in regards to just that. Talk about cash.
Okay.
That's what this is about always, always.
Business is money.
So again, what do we need to do? Is there a format that you give when you sit down and talk to people? What is when somebody comes to your office and tell you, listen, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Make it happen. That'll be my thing. Make it happen. What do I need to do?
Okay.
What do I need to do to make it happen?
Well, normally I want to know, okay, what is your goals too? This is your dream. What are your goals? I need you to have some teeth in this too, because I can only do so much.
Right.
So I need to know what are you doing? What have you done? Where are you trying to go? Then okay, what are the networks that are you using? What are you using? You're using marketing. Do you have any? What are your tools that you have right now? What have you been doing for yourself? So then there's no complete plan. There's nothing that I do that is completely like, oh, here's a piece of paper.
And here's everything.
Yeah,
right here.
no,
Let's go for it.
not at all. You get hands-on treatment. So whether I'm working with a big corporation or I'm working with a smaller client, whether it's in, business, or I'm working with, because I also work with entertainers. So whether it's a unknown music artist or a known rapper, it doesn't matter. You're getting hands-on personal attention. My time, we have one-on-one time. I like check-ins. So
Absolutely.
there is no complete template. You get completely, okay, let's bounce ideas. Where are you? What do you want to do? Okay, well, have you tried this? So then I'm guiding you.
Well, I was
and
hoping
trying to
that would
protect
be, that's what I was kind of seeking for, was for that, to make sure that you were offering some sort of guidance, because a lot of times people will
Always.
come to you and not know.
Yeah,
You just have an idea, I just want to do this,
I
tell me how to do it.
teach as we go along. So I'm not just saying this is what you need. I'm going to tell you why you need this. I'm going to also tell you so you can make good business decisions. I believe in doing good business, not just business.
Absolutely.
So the less you need me, wonderful. That's less work I got to do.
Right. And let's cash your pay.
Okay.
I mean, I know people are like, well, that's less money in your pocket. No, that's fine, because you're going to give a
Because
referral.
people appreciate that down the
supersede
road.
that.
Yeah, you're gonna
Right.
give a referral if you like and you feel
Absolutely.
good. So also that's one thing too. When we do business, you gotta like me and I gotta like you. We have to have open communication,
Right,
because
absolutely.
if there's a problem, I don't take everybody.
Right. All money ain't good money.
It really
true.
isn't.
All money ain't good money.
It isn't.
Now, do you have maybe, if someone were to say, okay, we're going to go out there to your Facebook page or Instagram and look, if there's a checklist of what I need to make sure I at least have in my head before I even pick up the phone to call you and waste your time,
Okay.
is there like a guideline that you have for them?
Well, before we do anything, if you're trying to like complete honesty, if you're trying to come speak to me, you need my consultation fee first and foremost.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, you're not
So
going
what
to
is
get
your
me on the phone.
consultation fee?
$150.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, Escobar has put up on Facebook, the main process is to have a business plan when looking to start a business. So
Awesome.
now a lot of times, I have to admit, I have an idea and I don't always write it down as a plan. I mean, and I know I should.
Mhm.
So I guess that would be another.
Writing a business plan has nothing to do with me.
Okay, okay, that's all
I love
we're doing.
that.
That's all we're
She made a
I'm
plan.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Like you're gonna.
So that's something that okay. So where is that to be handled?
That's to be done before.
Okay, so that's after the.
Put your dreams on paper.
Okay.
Gotcha.
What is your marketing gonna look like? Where are you mobile? Are you a mobile business? Do you need a complete office space? Have you looked into office spaces? What are the people and the personnel that you need? Not just for right now, but where
As
in
you
the
grow,
future as you grow. Write it all down. Put it on paper. What is the amount of expenses are you expecting? Are you able, not only just what are you expecting, but also are you able to afford at that moment? Have two different configurations. Work with the numbers, play with the numbers, but that has nothing to do with me. A business
Okay,
plan.
no, well,
that's
quite
what I was trying to put it out there.
technically speaking, what you've just done is exactly what people need, though. That little blurb of information that you just said.
Yeah, you
Have
just
this.
know.
Believe it or not, though, that's what people need, because some people, when it comes time, they may know. It's kind of like people who can't take a test on paper, but if you talk to them verbally,
They can get it out.
see that what you did right there to me is the very cornerstone
That's-
of
that's
what
what I
a
was trying
business
to get,
plan.
is to have
Mhm.
people
So
say-
technically speaking, I mean, see, that's just something, another feather in your hat. That's another something you know how to do.
Just
And you didn't even realize it.
I mean, but I just always say business plan. Like I need you to already have it together, and then I make it happen, and I protect you legally. But having a business plan, you're really
So
gonna
your
pay
business
me.
plan, basically your projections and what you plan to do. Is it a synoptic prospectus, if you will, of what
Yes,
your
it's all of
company
it.
is
What are
trying
you
to do?
projecting within the first year of
But how
business?
I mean, I don't know how we can project, especially like for me, for instance, with radio.
Mhm.
I don't know that I can project.
It's a guess.
Yes, you can.
I guess I
Yeah.
can.
But also, you gotta go off of your
I'm
advertising,
trying to get
Right.
your
beyond.
marketing.
Mhm.
How are you? What are you projecting? How many products are you going to be offering if you're in a goods type of business? How many products are you going to be offering? How many people do you need to sell? How many products do you need to sell a month in order to not only just break even, but then also to make a profit?
Right.
That sounds like Shark Tank. That sounds like Shark Tank. Because I know they ask them that when they're standing in front of them.
It's business.
They give projections and things like that,
Yeah. Well, see,
so
at
that they know
level,
how much money. It may not always be accurate. And you hear their stories where down the road has not been accurate, but
Yes.
you're doing the very best that you can
And that's why it's also good, if you have an accounting friend, bring them in on it with your drink before you come speak to me.
And be careful bringing people in.
Ooh,
True.
we talking about your money.
You can't just bring everybody
But
in.
if they have skills that you need, talk to them about it. Pick their brain a little bit. You don't have to tell them all the facts, but just pick their brain a little bit. Use your resources. If you're starting from the ground.
Yes.
That's now if you have already, you already have a business, then I come in a different area.
Sure.
But we're talking about people who just have the drink. They haven't done anything on paper.
Okay. So I guess I would need some assistance in growing All About You show.
Yes, yes.
But again, now tell us KashTalk. Where'd the name
KashTalk. Oh my goodness. So of course my name is Kashmire.
Right.
So a lot of times my family and friends, they call me Cash. And so my nickname in law school was actually Hollywood, which is just because I'm from LA. So and they're just like, you're always Hollywood. Like, hello. Come on now. But KashTalk just kind of came from, okay, we're talking about money, business, property,
everything.
This is money. Whether you're dealing with, also entertainers, money. We're all about our money at the end of the day, right?
Right.
Trying to make some.
At the end of the day, I talk money, not just in receiving money, but my business and my core is let's talk money. How are we going to? You're winning, I'm winning. We're both going to win.
Exactly.
That's one of our things.
That's what I'm talking
Hashtag
about.
all of this winning.
All of this winning.
That is why a business plan is critical if you're starting a new business or even trying to increase your business. You have to have a good business plan.
I can see the importance of that, but I don't believe, well, I'm telling you how I am. I guess I start from macro and then come into micro.
I'm kind of the same way. I learn like that.
That's
I
how
need to know the big
things. I
picture
gotta know the
first,
big picture
and
first,
then
and
I
then
can
come
take
on
the
in,
pieces.
and that's how I
And that's when sometimes I have to sit myself down. Okay, and also don't be afraid to have mentors. People that do businesses have mentors,
Absolutely.
or have a business that you look up to. They don't need to know that you look up to it, but that you kind of stalk their webpage or whatever.
Right,
so you can see their
Well, a
bottom
lot of
plan.
times people don't want to share with you what they do.
Exactly.
And you know what? And that's my also I
And
believe
I don't get that.
there's too much money out here
That's the same way I
to
feel.
be spent.
And there's enough money for everyone.
Everybody.
So for someone to just not want to help you because you're in the same type of business, I'm not intimidated.
There's no
with that.
competition. The only competition is yourself.
And I think sometimes too, it's just like with anything else. They like you, but they may not like the next person doing what you do. Because
That's
your
true.
personalities may be entirely different, and what's
That's true.
drawn them is you.
And that's in my field, right?
Mhm.
So you not only go to an attorney, all attorneys, we can all do, once you get licensed, you can do any type of law you want. Any type of law. Now, the question is,
whether it's your discipline or not, you can just
yes.
Okay.
If I feel like it, I could pick up a family case. But I don't do family. I don't particularly care for them. But I could if I wanted to.
That could be duplicitous. I really don't care about family.
No, I
Y'all
don't.
get on my
I
nerves.
said I don't care about family law. I love family, but family law is different.
Yeah.
But if I needed to, I
could.
could go do it. But my practice areas, I do what I love. My passion.
Okay, so I think in your bio you do criminal.
Yes.
You do what is it? Susan.
Let's look that shit.
And I have to ask you.
Yes.
How can you be proficient? Can you read the
I sure will.
thing she has?
Business formation and governance, entertainment, criminal intellectual property, contracts, and business litigation.
Okay, how does one be proficient in all of that because you have a license?
Yes.
Let's just say if I were a doctor and I do surgeries, that doesn't make me proficient in neurology.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
So,
stay.
I'm
I
just
stay
saying,
to
so
my
I'm
lane.
just-
No, I understand. I stay to my lane. So I have experience prior, in criminals. So
Okay.
I know the ins and outs of misdemeanors, and I do felonies. Sometimes, just depending on my schedule, I might give a felony out to a colleague of mine because I know he does criminal all day, every day.
Right, and that's where
And
you-
sometimes I'm like, this case is a little bit too much.
Yeah, sometimes you have to know when to
sometimes
let it
I
go.
know it's
Right.
going to be, it might be a good case, but if it's capital murder, no, I'm probably not going to take a capital murder case, but I have someone that can take care of you.
Absolutely.
But if it's a felony theft, okay, I've done that. Or, I know I've worked in that. But if you also think about it too, a lot of what I practice, they're all, they overlap. So, entertainment.
Well, definitely criminal comes in it. Criminal comes
How
in.
bad was
comes in
it?
regardless.
How bad was what you did?
No, but criminal. So starting with entertainment. Entertainment a lot of times is business. It's just a different genre. There's different things that go into entertainment.
Okay, but
it's business.
Entertainment has a whole different set of
It does.
idiosyncrasies.
It has
a whole nother
royalties.
thing. You have royalties.
gotta
you
deal
have
with production.
yes, so it's a
contracts.
whole nother thing.
Yes.
So you do both business as well as entertainment.
Yes.
Business. Is there a favorite between the two?
No. When I do what I love. So literally, when I say like I said, business litigation, that's still business. It's just now we're in a courtroom. Now I'm in trial. I'm in trial mode.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing
It's
has
kinda
changed.
go to the next level.
You know, it's just we just took it to a whole nother level. But outside of that, criminal, business, entertainment. Those are my three things. Anything outside of that, I'm probably gonna give to a colleague.
Well, it's smart to know when to pass it off.
You do.
Exactly.
You do.
You know, 'cause some people take it
And have people that you
lose it.
trust to pass it off too.
Oh,
That's the
I
other
don't.
thing.
Right.
I don't give referrals unless I know you're going to be well taken care of. So, and a lot of times people are like, "Well, you're losing money." No, I'm not. Actually,
People always
they're going to respect.
resources are worth so much more than money.
Exactly.
People can't
Exactly.
seem
And
to figure that out.
relationships
Their
are
relationships
even
are worth more
worth
than
Exactly.
way more.
Exactly.
You know, to know that okay, my colleague has a criminal case, but guess what? When he has somebody, he's going to give me a business case,
Exactly.
and we're not keeping tabs. We're not keeping, you
It's
gotta
about
pay.
getting your clients.
It's
taken
just,
care
hey,
of.
we're going to build each other. We're young black professionals out here. Let's help each other.
Some people don't know how to do that though.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
So how does one know what is the best entity for them? For me, again, I started out as pretty much sole proprietorship. I have some people now that I'm looking to go into partnership.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I haven't fully delved into that yet. So how do I make the transition from sole proprietorship to partnerships? Because the people that are engaged in your dream with you want a piece of it.
Well, if you
How
have
does that work?
If you have a partnership, you definitely want to make sure you still have the proper filing. So, like I said, a partnership is informal. We just have the understanding that we want to, at its core, a partnership is informal.
Mm-hmm.
We have an understanding we're going to do business together. I do not suggest you do that.
I was going to say informal. I don't know if that works.
No,
it's
we're-
Because when you said that, I was like,
I know when she said informal, I just kind of got a cringe.
because you never hear people say that when they're talking about
You're gonna-
partnership.
Right.
And if you're going to have a partnership, because if you don't do it right, honestly, you're going to be responsible for your partner's actions.
Right.
Oh Lord,
Personally liable if you don't do it right. So that's why you need to still sit down with a professional, and there's a reason why I just keep harping that, because there's so much at stake. And so don't just hop in a partnership. No, because if you two or more people come together with the intent to make money, that's a partnership.
And that's a problem.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that can be a problem because
Everybody doesn't
has-
get together. That's
Right,
right.
don't
At
do
least have
well.
a contract, something. If you don't want to pay the money for the LLC, at least have a contract, a thorough contract between you two.
And see, people need to stop watching law shows on TV because
Oh,
that'll
goodness.
give you the wrong
Well, they'll be
impression.
legal
I stopped
of
watching
what-
it altogether.
Because it gives you the wrong impression of, because hearing this information today has enlightened me, and I watch a lot of law shows, but I know enough. I know enough to seek out professionals. But this is definitely going to enlighten some people and let them know that thing you're talking about, that partnership thing. Don't do that. Don't do that.
At least just pay. Like, matter of fact, I'll do this for your listeners to make sure everybody is covered, right? So just for your listeners, I will. I normally don't even do this. So I will give you a 2-hour consultation.
Okay, y'all hear this now.
You listening?
I will give you a 2-hour consultation for $150.
What?
All you need to do
What?
is either contact me on my social media handles, or you can call my office and tell my secretary, hey, I'm scheduling, a consultation, and I will handle the rest.
Gotcha.
But I will give you $150. I normally charge $275 per hour to do this.
You better tell her you listen to the All About You show.
Okay,
Don't play.
I
What is your
I
phone
charge
number so they know how to
$275.
get in touch with you?
Sure. Matter of fact, let me make sure I give you all the right information. Oh, and you can also email me. Matter of fact. So I'm giving you all the ways. There's no reason for you not to step out.
And we've got Silky. Thank you for coming
Silky,
on. We miss you, Silky.
Yeah.
And also Annabelle Lee. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
tuning
Annabelle.
in. We appreciate
We
you
thank all of
all.
our listeners for
Definitely.
commenting.
So my office number, you can reach me at 713-227-1717. Say that you're scheduling a business consultation with Attorney Terry, and my secretary will take care of the rest. make sure you mention the show because I will not know
Otherwise,
that you are
And there
coming
it
from the
is.
show.
Okay.
Yes, and
Okay,
then
y'all.
if you want, you can also email me. Give you all my. There's no reason for you not to take the first step.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So-
made it convenient.
Very making it very.
Well, don't say you didn't know.
At all.
Because we're telling you.
So my email is K as in kite, Terry Terry at liberatinglaw.com. So you have all of my social media, you have my office number, and I will give
No
specifically for your
excuses.
listeners.
So automatically, when we set up these things in the correct legal manner, then we have
Yes.
protection.
Yes,
Okay, so we do have protection from
if you do it in the correct legal manner.
in the correct legal manner. Okay, so I think on that note, we've got to go to break again. So guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back. We don't want anything?
About to catch a cramp and biting. Because you gotta keep your finger just so you can hit the right button.
Right, something. You just come back and tell me all these ideas, which are great.
I don't think I have
But
a
we need
lawyer.
to work on this and have, I don't want to do this stuff that's not debated. But I can't, so Fly, do you want to go ahead and give a little break here with your book? Since we have Facebook first?
Oh, I don't even have one in here with me. Wouldn't.
30 seconds.
But this is a very good information for people who are just starting out in businesses. I said this is very informative for people
that's
who
what
are
we're trying to
just
do. That's what we're trying to do.
just starting out.
We need to
And,
get information and pass it on to Daydream so that it gets, we need to get
15 seconds.
our information to pass
I
on to
don't
Daydream
have
on
this.
our website.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm very proud.
And she's
Coming
by the
back.
way,
Come back.
Daydream is scribing.
Is that way I can have a little
They
bit
call
more?
it scribing. She's scribing for us, so when she gets information, she puts it out there so that we, like she put her phone number out and she
Okay.
got it.
Oh, wonderful.
So she's scribing it for us.
Is there a way I can I put this on that? Like popped up with that?
Playing out the music.
And we are back again. You're listening to All About You. We have a guest in our studio. We are doing cash talk at this moment, talking about money in your pocket and trying to tell you how to best do that and protect yourself while you venture out into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So, what were we saying before we went off the break? I see that Daydream is putting in, what do you call it, scribing?
She's scribing for us. Thank you,
Okay,
Daydream.
okay, so she's
Thank
putting
you.
all the information.
So if you didn't get it when we initially said it and you want it right now, Daydream popped it up there for you.
Okay, then let me ask you about this.
Yes.
Now, I've been in the real estate business for quite some time.
Mhm.
This is not my own personal business, but I guess it would be if I'm an independent contractor. Tell me about that. What do you know about independent contractor?
Independent contractors. So of course, you know, you're 1099.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying the full percent of the health insurance. You're paying, I think right now it's what, 14.715. Don't quote me. I always have to have make sure I go back and look at my notes. But independent contractors, that's all contracts. So you definitely want to make sure what you're signing or what you're having people sign is protecting you and your business. That if any issues arise, it's really good. I say that you want to have an arbitration clause.
Wow.
Oh yeah, well I think arbitration, mediation is always
Mediation,
pretty much needed
arbitration,
in
so it's
everything.
automatic instead of
Right.
having to go to trial, which at least, you know, limits the fees that you'll be paying if a dispute arises with that contract.
Mhm.
But independent contractors, the thing and the very key is you want to make sure that you're not controlling that person. If you are the employer, if you're the employer, you can't be controlled. You have to make sure, and that's when you just, you know, make a phone call or look it up of what is that fine line. You're treading a fine line. So how the government or the state of Texas has ruled previously is that if there's certain factors that if you comply with, you are going to be that person's going to be seen as an employee. Exactly, you're going to be seen as an employee. It doesn't matter how much or even what their title is or what the intent of your relationship was. It was the actions in which was done and the control of that person.
Because as an independent contractor, I pretty much run my business myself,
Yes.
and so I contract myself out
Okay.
to custom builders, and so therefore I don't have to deal with the employee thing and be here at 8 and all the corporate stuff that comes with that. So I guess being an independent contractor has its
It does.
benefits
It
as
has
well.
its benefits and it has its downfalls. Just as anything.
Yeah, because you got to be up on those taxes. Because if you're not taking your money out,
Have a good
well,
CPA.
that's serious. That's serious. Absolutely.
It'll come after you.
We had a bad CPA and we're paying those prices.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. So I guess along with getting good legal advice, you need a good financial person.
Mhm.
So I got two right here now. Well, I guess Brian's got yours. I had two in the office. Gloria's good in finances, as is Brian, who's here a moment ago. But at any rate, okay. At what point will you need employee handbooks, health insurance? Is that all partnership based? It's not sole proprietor based because that's just one person.
I won't say that it's not sole proprietor based.
Okay.
But sole proprietorship means that you
I'm
own the
responsible for
company.
me. Right.
Yes, you can still have employees, but you're still responsible for any issues that the employees do.
Okay.
Now, when you get to the employee handbook and all of that, that's further down the line once you have a good base and foundation. So,
But is that indicative of partnership, corporation, nonprofit? Okay, in Texas it's usually different than any other state.
Of course it
You
is.
know, I know, and
Yeah.
everybody that's listening to this knows
Mhm.
that. So that was my concern is how do you
you're still going to need an employee handbook, whether you're in an LLC, a partnership, or a
Oh, wow.
corporation.
okay,
You're
so at every level,
Every level.
nonprofit, franchising, everything.
you're still going to need that. If you have employees, that's a good practice to
Okay.
have.
Okay, nobody listening.
Did y'all
Okay.
hear
I
that?
think your business structure, the amount of liability you personally want to assume should dictate what structure
Structure
you
you
actually
use.
Or not even just, I wouldn't even say the amount of liability. I would actually say where you're trying to go with your business. Now, if you just want to have a business because you don't want to work with someone else, but you don't plan on it continuing, or you don't want any employees.
And a lot of people have those.
That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
A lot of people have those.
those. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I still think even with having a business, once you hang that shingle up and say, now I'm in business,
Mhm.
you are opening yourself up for liability.
Yeah, definitely.
And so because of that, you should have a legal structure behind you instead of just saying, I'm a partner or this is a sole proprietorship, because you wouldn't want anyone to sue you personally.
Mhm. Definitely.
Well, I'm definitely going to come to you. I need some
Please.
consultation because I'm looking for all of us to kind of grow this business. And, all about you is just that. It's about anything that somebody could go through.
Mm-hmm.
And so starting a business is major when you get to that point.
It is.
And it's something you need to, make time for and make money for. So that's what I'm trying to get. How much money do you need to start a business and where can you get it?
Where can you get the money? Oh. Any way that's legal?
I mean, are there, for small businesses, black businesses, minority businesses, is there anything that offers any sort of support, loans, or anything?
I do believe the city of
Small
Houston does
business.
have small business loans.
Right.
You have the SBA, Small Business Association.
Yeah.
They offer loans. You do. Each one has criteria, but there's ways to get the money out there.
Okay.
There's ways to get grants. There's ways
That's
to.
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I like
You
the
can
word
get-
grant.
I know.
You can also get loans. Not just loans. Oh man, it just went out of
I
my
know
head.
it comes and
It
goes.
was
Right?
bad.
Come on, my head is going. But no, there's definitely a way to generate income, or you can come out of pocket. It just depends.
Yeah, well, that's deep. I had a question written down earlier because this crossed my mind earlier today. Because of the new sources of entertainment.
Yes.
Now, this is broad and ambiguous, but
Okay.
anyway, because of your new sources of entertainment, does YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter require any copyright, trademarks, or special circumstances to set up as an entertainment business?
Have you ever seen some of those videos get snatched down all of a sudden?
See,
They violated something. They either violated the trademark or copyright, or they don't own the rights, or they don't have a license. So you do have to be careful in what you post on YouTube and the other social streaming sites. So, but the entertainment industry is very vast. That's when we're going outside of just business. But I mean, yes, that is an issue.
And I see so many people who talk about going on social media and
Mhm.
utilizing that to obtain advertisers and things
Definitely.
like that.
That is the
in
new
order to make
thing.
money. And my thing is, are they still considered up until they grow to a certain size to be sole proprietors?
You
or-
are a sole proprietor as soon as you step out trying to do business. It doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter until I guess until they have to hire.
It
an
doesn't
assistant
matter
or-
until you hire someone. It doesn't matter if you are, as long as you put yourself out there as a business, you're considered a sole proprietor.
We're about to collect all our DBAs and
I know, right?
make some changes.
Come together. Now, for nonprofit and charitable organizations,
Yes.
what does that require? Just outside of IRS. I mean,
Patience.
of IRS. Yeah, right. I know IRS is based, so you're not engaged in that at all. That's
I
out
don't
of
do
your jurisdiction
I don't do tax
altogether.
stuff. That's not
Okay.
me. Now, do I offer? I do offer financial services. I have a partner, and he handles the taxes for my clients. I also have someone that handles the financial, the accounting for my clients. So I do. If you come to me and you say, "Hey, I'm looking for such and such, or I need this," I'll give you a list of people. Like, these are the people I trust. You speak to them. There's no one particular person because I have personal relationships with all of them. So
Super.
it's depending on what you like, not what I like.
Gotcha.
But they handle that side of things. I just make sure that you're properly formed, or that we're doing your contracts. You have your board of directors. You have your operate. Well, you won't have operating agreement, but you have your bylaws together. I do all of that on the back end.
Oh wow! Wish I'd known that.
Okay, that's why we do this. So
That's
you
what I
know,
do.
yeah, right.
Y'all hear this?
I contracts that's
Because I know
my
a
work.
lot of people that are talking about one of like their passion. They may have a passion in their life, and now it's like same thing, kind of like what we did. You start out doing something you
That
recognize,
you love.
right? That you love, and you realize this could be a nonprofit because every dime that's coming out of our pockets personally
It's going
is
in.
killing us.
But also there's rules and regulations. I won't go into it now, but there are rules and regulations that you have to keep up with if you're going to have a nonprofit.
Gotcha,
Okay,
gotcha.
So please give us your information again for all
Yes.
the cash, so they can listen to your shows on Facebook as well as
Yeah, so I also
Instagram.
do KashTalk on just my own outside of this. So anywhere I go, I just say, hey, it's time for KashTalk.
Cash
It's
Talk.
time to talk money. So I'll give you my Facebook handle. So look me up at Attorney Kashmire Terry. KashMire Terry. That is my Facebook handle. Go like it. Go like the page and
Absolutely.
inbox me. I'll start talking to you and we can have a conversation or schedule something. And then you can catch me on Instagram. I'm actually for real answering. Nobody else answering.
Right.
It's really me. DM me. You can find me at the Industry Attorney. That's THEINDUSTRY ATTY. Do not spell out attorney. You won't find me.
Wow, you have any more questions? Go ahead.
Well, can we repeat that special that you're offering to anyone listening to the show?
Absolutely.
Yes. So specifically for RNG and Friends, I will offer a 2-hour business consultation. We can sit down, develop your business, be strategic about it for $150. You have to mention that you are from the radio show.
There
Okay?
it is.
If you do not mention the radio show,
You're
if not,
paying $275.
you're paying
for an
$275 per hour.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So.
You all
So-
share that with your, take advantage of that
Because
opportunity.
I know everybody out there is trying to start a business some
Definitely.
kind of way, so it's not like
Absolutely.
it's far fetched in between. But at any rate, I think this is good information now. For me, I'm trying to figure out where's the next place for me to go from here with the show.
Let's talk.
Because again, this is something I think we need a source of dissemination of information.
Yes.
We need, and see, as far as businesses, very rarely do we brand, and very rarely do we market.
Branding
so let's talk
is
about
important.
branding real quick before we have to go.
Okay, so with branding, your brand, start thinking about that as well, because that's gonna also matter your market. That's gonna go to your business plan. That's gonna go to you coming to me first. So start thinking about your brand down to the colors with the images that you want to do. That also, matters. Who do you need on your team? Because you need to remember, if you're a business owner, you can't just have one person. You're gonna drive yourself crazy.
Oh yeah.
I've been there.
It's
Been there, done
good to at least have 2-3 other people on the team working efficiently. Work smart, not hard.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
So, but branding, that's also part of business. Now, do I handle the branding aspect of it? No,
I wouldn't
but
expect you to.
I do
But
discuss that with
But you
you.
know someone, don't you?
I do. I know a lot of
You
people.
see, what I notice about a lot of businesses, they do not allocate money for marketing.
And you do. You have to.
You
I
have
even
to.
have to as an attorney. I market not that much because I get a lot of referrals, or just my Instagram or my my social media. But I do have some money allocated to where I am doing, okay, I'm going to do this for, a video shoot, or I'm going to do this for promo videos, or a little mini, Instagram commercial or something, just because you got to keep it going. You got to keep fresh content. You also have to think about that as a business owner, because now the times are changing. It's not just newspaper. It's
absolutely.
Has social media been good to you in terms of
social media has been very good to me. I like social
teach us
media.
how to use that. I'm not good at using it. Yeah, I have people around me that are. But again, we'd like to thank.
I think we have a
we have a
caller.
caller.
We have a caller.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, hello ladies, how are you?
Hi.
Lovely.
You're on the
So, my name is Brian, and I have a question for Kashmire.
Yes.
I am not in Texas. Do you just practice in Texas, or are you licensed to practice in other states?
Okay, so that's the beautiful thing of what I do. So I do a lot of transactional law. So depending on what you have going on, I can still handle your case if it's outside of Texas. Now, if it's litigation or anything like that, that's when we have to get an in-state attorney. That's when we refer. Or we get external counsel. Or I can, if you don't want anybody else handling it, I can make a petition to the state or whatever you're residing in, pro hoc vice, and take your case for you.
So you still have license to practice in California at all?
I won't say license.
Okay.
I'm not licensed. Now, am I going back for my license in California? Of course. But from California. But I can petition the state to say, hey, for this one particular matter, I can take care of your
Okay,
case.
well, that's awesome.
Super.
That's a nice little camaraderie
This
there.
has been information.
Again, we'd like to thank you, Kashmire, for joining us.
No,
if
thank
you
you
guys
for
have
having
any
me.
questions, I think Daydream has put all of our information up on
Thank you,
Facebook
Deidre.
for you to
Thank
follow
you.
up with Kashmire and KashTalk, because again, we're all about that money.
Hey, let's
Absolutely.
get this money.
So we hope that you've gotten some valuable information from this, because again, I know most of us have a job, and we're trying to create another job.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You
for
always want to
ourselves.
have.
But until next time, we'll see you on the radio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.